What's good? What's golden? What's up, y'all? Okay, this is gonna be part 2 of the homework yesterday. This the answer sheet. This is my answer sheet. If you find your way somehow compatible with my answer sheet, that just means that we're vibrant on the same frequencies as the soul children, and you don't necessarily have to vibe with somebody that live in your homeland or live in your home. Our people are scattered for a reason throughout the world globally, and it's just a reminder that we are still alive, and this is a way for us to connect. When you go around and you hear engagements wherever, live, real time, online, social media, the news, and it reminds you of something that you're doing or you did in a positive way, don't attack someone or feel like, oh my God, they're stealing from me. And no, unless you know excuse me, Lord, anoint my throat, thank you. Unless you know that it's your work without a shadow of a doubt. That's why I try to pay reference. I try to pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? If you're not in a predicament to give a financial blessing, then just give a reference of support. You know what I'm saying? Make a comment, make a like, subscribe. It's a lot of things that you can do. And if you don't want to do nothing at all, if you want to remain anonymous and stealing, and then you go away and then you see something, then it's okay to pinpoint that. But we're on the energy for today, and a lot of my reference does come from the Bible, because the Bible is the most selling book. It has been, and there has been no other book that has outsold the Bible. Yes, we know dark and light comes from the Bible, evil and wicked and all that comes from the Bible, and we also know good come from the Bible. That's why you have to have backup references. You gotta have wisdom, and you just gotta do a lot of research. You know what I'm saying? So this is coming from the digital Bible, Google incorporated with Diamond Wisdom. So yesterday God wanted us to set the frequency, right? This side note. And the buffalo is a male, okay? It's a male, and if you search the animal or the buffalo, you'll get the characteristics of what type of man this is. Strong, yes. But could you trust him? Would you dare to turn the job over to him? And Ecclesiastes 11. That come from Ecclesiastes 11 from the Bible. Forex. I'm doing the energy. Forex trading. And we do have 2 parts of this. Excuse me. We got 2 parts of this because I'll get to it as we go. Forex trading. Why did I say that 3 times? That's for someone, okay? Okay? That's highlighted. Invest money in foreign trade. Make a profit. We are the bison. Strong and singular. Coming together to honor one another with a festival parade. Okay, and I was watching somebody, let me put a pin in it. I was watching somebody on YouTube last night, and he voiced, we ain't coming together. We not bringing no parties. I don't want to congregate with them. I don't want to get with them. Wait a minute, we your people. We have to come together. We gotta come together because we gotta share our 4 points of recognition. You want to know your people, and if I'm living over here on another coast and you across the globe, we have to make time for festivities and parades so we can come together, so we can salute our energies. You see how they come together and they incorporate their energies, like the Grammy. You see those A-list people, you know what I'm saying, like the Oscars. You have to eventually come together, and that's what's been our depletion, is we have a hard time coming together. And this don't have anything to do with black folks, okay? And I'm gonna get on that, okay? First of all, who told you were black? Being told you're black is like being told you're naked, okay? You're not worthy of anything. You don't deserve nothing. You come from impoverished, you know what I'm saying, a cycle of struggling people trying to survive. Who told you were black? And that's going to get to our second segment, but this is the answer sheet. Okay, so the guy was going on saying that we have to come together with the parades and the festivities. We have to be celebrating. We have to. It's a must. That's the way we're going to put our 4 points into recognition. Okay, who's the high priest? The one who confessed a bull of sin about himself and his family. Okay, I see a lot of people flipping over the high priest, the high priest, the high priest. Okay, you're not a high priest because you're high functioning or you're out front and up close and personal in the spotlight. No, you're not. Not especially if you still got those bones in that dirt and those skeletons in the closet. Until you remember, okay, remember. And it's funny, I can't even sip my cup because I'm using my cup as a foam holder. So, and I don't want to, okay, so what I was saying is the high priest. Okay, the high priest, okay, remember along the way before the veil was tore, for those of you know who grow, we grow. You used to have to go to the window and talk to the Pope or the priest or whatever, so we don't know, and confess your sins, and then he take it in and take it up and he decide to cover you. I don't know, we don't have to do that any longer. I don't know, I want to say that's Catholic, Protestant or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Okay, they still knew what it meant to come together. Okay, so that's what we're going with that. Okay, so okay, you really don't want, okay, let's look at it as a date. Okay, let's a dinner date number 4. Okay, we dinner date number 4, because you really don't want to crash out on nobody on dinner date 1 and just tell them, you know, I used to be a serial cheater. I cheated on my wife with her mom. Now, you can overcome from all this, but until you able to share this with someone to see if this is the person who, how can I say this, who's willing to not walk out, because you should be already over your flaws if you're able to share them with someone. It's somebody who can receive you for who you is. Thank you. Somebody told me. To somebody in this energy talking. Okay. Then that should be okay. And you should want to be connected to souls like that, and align yourself with people like that who will accept you for who you is, because until you able to speak on a broken past, regardless of how far it go back, childhood, young adulthood, you know what I'm saying, single man, whatever, and if it's something that's constantly haunting you, and say like you suppressing it with sex, drugs, alcohol, condemnation, foolery, or bribery, or whatever you're doing, it's something behind this. It's something that drives the cycle of negativity, especially when it comes to you transferring the negative energy onto something or someone else. So that's what I'm saying. That's when you become the high priest, is when you're able to confess a bull. Okay, we're still talking about this bison, this buffalo, okay? This type of energy, a bull of sin, about yourself and himself. This is the male. I'm speaking of male energy. Himself and his family. Okay, because sometimes we are tarnished and cursed, and we are walking out trends that came from generations ago, or came from now situations that our family did that just seem to scar us, and we just put a band-aid over it. But we really didn't put a band-aid over it because we're living it out. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So that's enough. This symbolizes that the male that want to be responsible to take over leadership has decided to go into a purification. And if you purging or purification, that means you're trying to deliver yourself from something, right? But I ain't talking about the movie Purge. You don't be out you don't get to go. Y'all know no, you know you grow, okay? So then once you understand the steps of entering to the high priest order, and you understood purification. I'm not saying go out here and tell everybody everything you did, just those who you trying to walk in alignment with and build something with. They should know. They should. I mean, I don't know. Y'all help me with that. You think a person should know your dark past? If you overcame it, why not? Yeah, I want to know you've been to prison 6 times for stealing candy. I mean, just I would want to know that. So, okay, so yeah, you purify, and then this one you able to receive the priestly order before intercession. It's like a spiritual significance of the buffalo. Okay, and then receive the abundance along with the manifestation that one does not have to struggle again. Who told you you were black? Yes, I know you say, oh, this is Black History Month. No, this is Colored History Month. Okay, we're colored because you put on some black clothes. Are you black? And not even the darkest person matches the color black. Although we have seen some people like that. I may be a person like that. But then, okay, you black. You black in color, but you ain't black, okay? That's not your ethnicity, okay? That's not what we're finna do. Okay, we gonna keep it light and fluffy. We're gonna make jokes or whatever. And by the way, I'm chocolate. I'm not black. I'm chocolate covered coated candy. Dang. Okay. So, and black just say, oh, we struggle. No, we're not black. We're colored history. You know, we got the Asians, the Puerto Ricans, the Africans. Y'all know what I'm saying. Come on now. Get with it. The Mexican. Anything not Caucasian is colored to me. That's just where I'm at with that. Again, this is the answer sheet along with a whole bunch of side notes, references, digital Bible, okay? Hashtag ANTS, hashtag all night talk. Bring in the ants, okay? Because little people do make big impacts. Okay, so the buffalo energy imparts wisdom, guidance, protection to who seek its counsel. Again, this is what I'm saying. When I was sitting up under this color, I wasn't sitting up under him, but when I was watching the Color Man yesterday, he was saying some things that I knew immediately he wasn't a buffalo. I knew immediately he didn't understand bull energy. I knew he would get out of control, okay? So, and he couldn't impart wisdom, guidance, protection to no one who seek his counsel. It'll be a mess. It's like the blind leading the blind. After I knew that. Okay, so moving right along. Okay, so we had the NASB, livestock, crawling things, animals. Let the earth produce living creatures according to their kind. Now this was all on the homework. I'm just touching on the homework. I'm not gonna go back that way because we don't like to go back so far. We adding to and we moving forward. So you gotta go watch the video, okay? Please and thank you. Okay, this does not include people, robots, GMOs, artificials of any kind, or whatever else y'all can add. So, I think it was speaking of how they were trading off when we was talking about the Picos. And these people, they were trading off. And, you know, today we only supposed to be making and producing things of its kind. And, you know, so, but we got people, they coming up with all kinds of schemes and things. And it's out of control for sure. And it was out of control many, many years ago. You know, and if you know Bible, that's why God interrupted us with the tongues and to separate us. It's out of control, but it's finished. You know, these people are just finna go into a reset. Okay, so at this point, like I said, we reaching one another. We're helping increase our frequency and vibration and sorting out the energy. And this is where you pass the ball, you know. This is where we pass the ball to the ants, the onlookers. Okay, so that's it for the homework. That's the homework sheet. I'm turning the page. Okay, so again, it's today the 3rd. I think our energy number is hashtag 232025. I don't have the board before me because this was coming up so fast. I just said, let me freestyle it for the sake of it to be in obedience. Okay, so this is a side note. Thank you for asking God everything. Okay, back on the energy. Italians. Again, who told you you were black? That's equivalent to being called naked. Let that simmer. Now, this is a testimony now at this point. At first, it was just energy collected this morning. But it became a testimony because somebody shared with me today, just this morning. Oh my goodness, did you see the Grammys? And I said, well, I seen as much as I could stand. And he goes on to say, so I don't know if he called the guy Kanye West and whatever, but he was calling him by his alias name or whatever. And I was like, oh, I don't know that guy. And he was like, well, he showed up with his girlfriend naked and they escorted them out. And I was like, what? So you guys, I went into the highest praise. I was coming out of prayer. So soon as I come out of prayer, he shared that with me because that was the first deposit I had got while in prayer. God said, because it's black, it's considered nationwide, worldwide, globally, that it's Black History Month. Okay, whatever. That's history, right? We finna put it on. It's colored history. So God said, who told you you were black? And he said, that's like equivalent to being called naked. So as my friend was going on and on about the girl was naked on the Grammys and they got escorted out, his energy as he was telling me was it was a bad thing. You guys, I was so, now here's my take on it. I was overwhelmed because I had just got immediately confirmation after coming out of prayer. I said, are you serious? I said, so he goes on the phone and he starts showing me and I'm looking at the video. And what I had got out of it was Kanye West was uncaged, operating in his buffalo energy, and had showed us how to be frequent on on a bull frequency. Now, I'm not saying everybody should get out here and be naked, because keep in mind, just that following night, I had ran across a video about this colored guy speaking about, and I'm gonna get on this, about how it was Eve's fault of what went down in the garden. So now all this is coming into fruition, and I'm like, wow. So I know they looking at me because I'm like, God, the testimony it's all speaking, and it just makes sense to me that I'm in good energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a good frequency. I'm in a space where I'm able to spiritually hear, and I'm able to take the bias and the prejudice out of it and see things for what it is. So I was happy, okay? And I was just cheering for him. I just felt like, God, because we wasn't supposed to be covered up, okay? The covering came with the sin, okay? The mask and all that, and the hiding and what people doing, the trolling, you know what I'm saying? You understand all that. That came with the sin. So when I was watching the video, because this man was in buffalo energy for sure. And he was just bodyguarding her. And I'm looking at the lady and I'm like, it's like a canvas. It was like art. It was like, I wonder if he made, okay, she was a colored lady, okay? She wasn't, that's how we gonna say, Afro-centric, but she was a colored girl. And I was just wondering, could he have used an Afro-centric girl? And what I was also getting out of it was, here we got the women to put on coats with G-strings and bra straps, and we find that very influential. And for them to escort her off because she was naked, I mean, people was at that show with some of the weirdest costumes on, and I used to be called crazy, so that's why I laugh at it, because baby, Hollywood turned up with crazy, okay? So I just thought her canvas and her outfit was so smooth. And she had on spandex, okay? She was not naked. Her top was revealed. And it was a body that wasn't hard to take, you know? Because, babe, put me up there with all these roll stretch marks. Lump to the lump. You know? But I would have did it because if I have a bison man, it had to be his energy. I don't care how fine or how fit you think that you are, it has to be somebody behind you pumping that energy into you. I don't care who it is. It don't have to necessarily be a significant other or a sibling, but there is someone there when you want to do something boldly and daring. And it could be you, because I have healed myself from a lot of situations, but still, all the credit don't go to me. The creator was sitting there working on me. So, yes, I got to clap for Kanye. And I have never been a Kanye West fan. And I know y'all say the industry and what they do, but it's interesting to see. So let's get back on that. So that's my input, because class should be fun. And we should be able to talk about, you should have an understanding of what's going on. Because, okay, granted, people, yes, if you're a high vibrational person and you know how to sort energy, and you want to be on a certain frequency, then you have to be able to operate gentle as a dove and be wise as a serpent. You must know what's going on without it interrupting your throne. So I'm gonna move on to the next segment. I'm gonna go back to, now I already gave you the homework, I already gave you some side note input, and I know the internet, he's probably gonna break the internet with this one, like Cat Williams did, but we'll see. And so we're going forward. The story okay, so the guy was pretty much, he had an audience too on his profile, and I was reading the comments in there, and he wasn't my friend. I have never seen the guy, so it was brought to my energy, because okay, this is another thing, especially when you know that you working on yourself and you doing what you could do to change, and something come across your path and you like, wait a minute, that ain't supposed to be here. Yes, it is, because it's time for you now to deal with it and see, have you grew or grown from it. So I took it in. So I stopped, I paused, and I watched behind the scene again. And I was triggered to push the subscribe button. I was triggered to make a comment, but I was hesitant. So he didn't have me all the way. But then he went on and on to tell the Adam and Eve story in the beginning of time. Because remember, we're resetting. We're not resetting. We on the reset. Let's say that. We don't have power to reset. It's finished, okay? God left no stone unturned. When Jesus went up, when the high profile went up and rose on the third day, that was it. And that was all. So we ain't trying to finish nothing or start nothing, okay? But there does come a time where there's a reset. Because remember the flood, that was a reset. Remember the parting of the sea, that was a reset. So we're in a reset. So I'm sitting up there, and these girls in here, and they yes women, honey. I mean, when you got a fine man and it's easy to lay your eyes upon him and vice versa, they can sell you ice in negative degree weather, okay? And so he was doing that, and I'm glad that I'm being awakened every day. So you have to be awakened every day, because there's going to be stuff just dropping, and then you got to sort it. So he was like, the Eve was the one. She was the one. Why you think I don't even want to put his energy out there. So I'm going to just leave it like that. I was just told, don't put his energy out there, because we're not supposed to put people energy out there. We're supposed to take the energy, and promote the energy into its proper place. So let's put this energy in the proper place. All I got out of him was Eve was naive and she was the one. Okay, this is it. The story of Adam and Eve, to my understanding, okay, reads, Adam was created with a responsibility that gave clear instructions. He dwelled and became lonely. Here's where you balance energy. Number one, what did God witness? Number one, why did God witness Adam not alone but lonely? See, Adam was found alone, not alone but lonely. Okay, Lord, I know, I'm sorry. Okay, he said, get it right, girl. Okay, Number one, why did God witness Adam Not alone, but lonely. Thank you. Number 2, concentrate on the story. If you know, you grow. Number 3, bring in the energy of comprehension. And then we have number 4. Yeah, I know we're going to come with that. We come with them 4s. What all was available in the garden? And I'm going to bring back to the guy I witnessed yesterday. None of this was being said. It was straight. It was the woman's fault. Now, okay. Let me finish putting out what God wants me to do. Okay. And we must ask questions. Okay, see, the reset, it's time to ask questions, people. Okay, without blaming the answers on what we want it to be. And I got to put a pin in it right there. This is off the record. Just a side note. Have you ever been in a relationship where you cook for the guy, you clean for the guy, you kept yourself groomed and well maintenance for the guy, and you set out and you made sure he had breakfast, lunch, dinner, clean clothes, folded clothes. I mean, you constantly wiped the toilet up behind him, mopped behind him, picked up his room, picked up his area, picked up his man pad. You've done all these things and you felt empty, you felt depleted, and once you got so tired because the energy was not reciprocal, you just said, forget it. But it wasn't in you to forget it because you really cared or you really loved these people and you wanted to show them genuine care. But because you saying forget it was not saying forget them. You were saying forget it because you were becoming drained in energy. And they lapsed completely out when what you were doing from... Okay, somebody said that's codependent. It's codependent. Okay? So that's a side note. Now let's get back on the energy. Okay. We ain't no codependency in a reset. Okay? Because we're sorting energy. Okay? Keeping the frequency high. And connecting. Okay? If you a codependent person, you ain't coming with no 4 points. Not at all. Because see, now you want me to cook the food, prepare the food, feed you the food, and I'm going to have to help you shit out the food. Yeah. See, I'm ruthless with respect. And again, God said, you got to learn to be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. What he's saying, you got to be understanding when that foolery come in. You got to know where the traps is being set. You got to raise your hand. Can I go or cannot? So that's what that's about. Should I continue on or let this go? So, okay, back to us. I am just verbalizing my opinion. Yeah, that's what I wrote down. Whatsoever. If there must be a personal opinion, do the best you can not to leave it incomplete. And guess what? Energy, and we spoke of this in several videos that I done posted this season. The best energy is silence. Because energy is already going. Energy is already moving. Energy is already taking place. So sometimes you don't have to do anything with energy but just sit in silence. Especially when there's nothing coming in. No deposit, no return. So, okay, let's get to the story. Okay, so now I'm finna freestyle. Woo, this is long-winded. Lord, I don't like when it's long-winded. And, oh, I got some more side energy. Okay, check it. Okay, so, God wanted me to share a story. Okay, last night was a fresh story. I saw another guy blaming Eve. It was Eve's fault in the garden, okay, in Genesis. I was going out with a guy, and he brought the story to me, and he was trying to get my opinion on the story, and we got into a debate, okay? We got into a debate, and it was funny because we were in a grocery store, And we started stopping people, and he was stopping the men, and I was stopping the women. So I scrambled it up, because now this one worked, because the men side with him and the women side with me. So I scrambled it up. I stopped the men, and I asked them, and I said, who fault was it in the Garden of Eden? Was it Eve fault or Adam fault? So it was two guys, I believe, came, and that's when he cut it off, the challenge off. So I started winning when I changed the frequency. And the last guy, he was where I was at. If we're gonna find fault in negative energy, let it be between both parties, okay? Because if we're on a team and we're losing, it's not just the one teammate's fault. It's us as a whole. Now, if you're doing something singular, yeah, but Adam and Eve was a union. They was brought into union. And the reason they was brought into union, let's just talk about the story. Let's not push blame, okay? Let's sort the energy. Okay, why was Adam giving Eve, okay? And then consider where she was taken from. Now we in conversation. So this is it. So Adam was given everything, but he got a instruction not to touch one thing. Now, you got access to 99 things. Come on, y'all. We got to be metaphoric with this. You know what I'm saying? We got to think. We thinking. We good. Come on, ants. Come in here. You get to have 99% of your life, access to your life. And God just want 1%. Now, this is a metaphor, because y'all know it's not like that. God want 10%. And if you get able to push, give him 100. Okay? And he'll work with 1,000-fold. But that's another talk about. So, say God gave Adam, because, this is the beginning. Adam, you get 99% of this garden. Yes, Lord. But that 1% over there, please do not touch it. Because I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it. This is God and Adam in conversation. Adam like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm good with that, because I got all this. You know what I'm saying? It's plentiful. You know what I'm saying, Lord? I got everything. I got Genesis through Proverbs, Songs, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Micah, Ezekiel, 1 Corinthians, Ephesians, Philippines. I got all this. So don't touch that over there, okay? Okay, yeah, I got you. You ain't got to see. Okay. So God goes away. Okay, first of all, when we got parents and they leave us home alone, and they tell us what not to do, that's what we gonna do. Don't party. Don't have nobody in my house. She gone. They gone. Let's go. Y'all put posse up. Okay? That was Adam. He was a child of God. So, could it be? Now, I'm just saying, y'all listen to this, because this funny. It tickles me. My cheek's so fat right now. Could it be God, he don't go away. So, God just slid to the side and watched Adam. And Adam, like he said, let me look at my notes. He dwelled and became lonely. Okay, you dwelling amongst 99% of everything, and you became lonely. Why? What? This is it. Ask the question. Why? What was Adam doing that God witnessed him being lonely? Because he wasn't alone. He had access to 99 things. 99% of the world he had access to. And he was just told one thing. Why? That's where I'll be looking for. The why. Why did this man become lonely? I know y'all like, give me an answer. I ain't got no answer to it. I'm just gonna put an opinion on it, because I gotta go back up, but I ain't coming back down, or I gotta go down, but I ain't coming back up. I don't know. I wanna ask God too, but in conclusion, this is what I came up with. This is side note. We done with all the energy. Okay, this just me. Okay, because I don't want to mislead anyone. That's never been my way of doing things, and so. I'm laughing because God said, go on and go there. I know you finna go there. No. Okay, because it's going on today. And we got to keep continuously have these resets. I know, like, girl, come on with it, cause y'all, it is, you don't be wanting to hurt nobody feelings. People are very insensitive. That's why I'm tickled about what Kanye West did when he brought this naked canvas, and she was not naked. Again, she had bottoms on. Y'all gotta go see and just read between it. So I'm laughing because this man, was he messing around with the animals, y'all? Oh, I know somebody said, whoa. Could it be? Adam was so lonely to where he started, and I wanna hope. I don't want to say, have this ever been done in the world? You know, people slept with animals, or you know what I'm saying? Could it be Adam was caressing his animals? Because you know how people eat with their animals, kiss their animals, tongue kiss their animals today, and the animals be all up in the bed and curled up with them and stuff. It goes so far. You do love your animals, but you know, you see extra stuff going on. So could it be he was finessing the animals, and God said, whoa, hold up, bro. You lonely? Lay down. Let me hurry up and sacrifice you and put you to sleep. Lay down, cause this thing got out of hand now. Now wait a minute. But God, you told me I can have. Now I gotta see. Okay, where did this? They're like, girl, no, don't go there with that. Please don't go there. I have to, because God made woman out of man, and she was carved out of his rib. And when I see so many men incomplete, not operating in their buffalo and their bison energy, and not necessarily mean because they putting on facades and masks, it doesn't mean they strong, okay? But it goes back to our assignment. The Pecos Indians traded off royalty, real customary things for buffalo. That left them to a no end. Silence is energy. And to where God had to do such a grand escape and remove this woman from this man's ribs. We have to ask the questions. You have to have an open mind. You must be a critical thinker. And then the energy that I listened to last night said, why would God make it a serpent and not a fish and not a cat and not a bird? Why a snake? Because, and then he goes on to say, because the snake was so alluring, it had pretty pulled back eyes. I ain't never seen no pretty, I ain't never said, ooh, that's a beautiful snake. So that was another absent instruction for all the yes women that was in the comments. I said, ooh, okay, because you know when you stray God's people, you know, and you in trouble. So it was just, Lord, help me stay on the assignment, please. And where was I going with this? Help me, Lord. So yeah, he was going to that. So hold on, y'all, let me pause this. I gotta think where I was going. Okay, so what I was saying was, okay, so Adam, he had an assignment, and I guess when he awakened and saw it was a woman there, it was incomplete to him. Well, it ain't further instruction. He just said the woman became, and he didn't have time to get to know her, groom her, tell her. I'm sure they both was told. I'm hearing, I gotta go back and reference the story, and that should be some reference for us all. I'm sure both of them was told at this point that everything was encouraging to them, but don't bother that one particular area. I gotta go back and do some research. It's been a long time, but that's the reset. And so that's when I came to the conclusion it was both of their faults. Okay, that's where I'm getting to. Okay, it was both of their fault. Yeah, they both was at a loss. And the reason I say that is because there's so many parables and storylines throughout the Bible, history, and mankind, to where the men were the buffaloes and the bisons. But were they necessarily strong? Was they necessarily to be trusted with instructions? You know, it was an overall failed mission, but it gotta have I have to have you guys. That's why I need you guys. I don't know. So in this case, no one was at fault, because we all have sinned and fell short, and we're all suffering out whatever took place in that garden on that precious season. Well, that's it, and that's all for now. But I'll be back. It's the butterfly. The butterfly.